live with KK, Lavish. It's going to talk about the Arsenal game. Xhaka, Arsenal captain.
So why do we don't start there?
Xhaka, Arsenal captain.
Don't start there. He's not an Arsenal captain, man. He's never been an Arsenal captain. And for me, that's the positive about the game, is that Emery's hooked him twice now without letting him play 90 minutes. It's really good that he showed his content for the fans as well. So now Emery has no right to play him in the next game. He literally stormed off, swore, took his shirt off and threw it on the floor, took his shirt off and walked down the tunnel. And I haven't seen that in years. Because when Sarri tried to do something similar in the final, it was like a big talking point. But knowing Emery, he'll probably start the next game. But yeah, Xhaka should have played Arsenal captain or played the next 2-3 games. So that's a win.
Do you feel like he was justified in any way?
No chance, no right. There have been several Arsenal players who've had it a lot worse than Xhaka, as in like they've been abused. Adebayo did done that. Adebayo got far worse treatment. A lot of Senderos got far worse treatment than Xhaka. Shamak got far worse. Giroud got far worse treatment. Several Arsenal players got far worse treatment. But Xhaka's entitlement has put him in that situation where he feels like he's a big player and needs to play the whole 90 minutes. As for the match, just goes to show that Emery has no plan. The players kind of need to be accounted for, but Tierney playing like starting, and I'm so broken. You asked me at the wrong time. Okay, let me just quickly go.
Can I just ask you about the fact that you gave away a 2-goal lead?
It's lazy. Once again, gave away a 2-goal lead. We did it again. We did it against Watford. We've done it against Palace now. At least Watford, they said we were away. Now we're at home. What's the excuse? All this home and away stuff to me, it doesn't even matter because grass is still green, pitch is still rectangle, ball's still around, and the post never moves. So now we've done it at home. What's the excuse? Done it away. We've done it at home. And Palace were poor today. Palace were woeful. Before they got that VAR decision, nothing was coming their way. Zaha was barely in the game. Chambers was playing okay. We were on top of them, and there wasn't even a midfield battle. The game was just coasting itself by. Arsenal tend to move the ball very slow, so the game is always slow and boring to watch nowadays. So Palace just rode out those slow tides, and then whatever came their way, they took it really and truly. But yeah.
And I have to ask about VAR, that decision.
I still don't understand what the foul was given against Chambers for. He clearly fell, was pushed to the floor, tripped, and bundled on the floor. He didn't even bring someone down with him, so I'm just confused. But I think with this week's VAR, I think it's deliberately, I don't know if that's possible, but they've deliberately made wrong decisions just to make it interesting or spice up the game, because there's been a couple of decisions this week that have been calamity on officials, and it just needs to, the same way managers come post-match and players come post-match when they've done mistakes and howlers, referees and officials need to, because it's getting kind of out of hand. This is not the VAR that was advertised to us in the World Cup, in Champions League and in other European leagues. It's not the same thing, but the FA have decided to put a spin on it, try to speed up the process and have somebody watching it in a bus, when it's just tacky and it's cheap and it's ruining the game, man.
Banksy, let's not lie. Carrow Road, did you think you were getting 3 points?
Not really, because our away form is crap. But the way Norwich play kind of plays perfectly into our hands. They're willing to be like expressive with the ball, kind of that they leave open spaces. And with our counter-attacking system, this was
right. You have no system. Let's slow it down.
Like with the counter-attacking system that we tried to play, it's kind of one of the perfect teams for us to play. And I've really got nothing to be unhappy with that match. That you can see Martial coming back in helps Rashford out a lot. You can see his much better dovetailing with another player up there, rather than when he has to lead the line by himself. Both of the strikers got goals from open play, which is a big, more than one goal in a match as well, away from home, a win. Yeah, I'm happy with that result.
Okay. So Martial back on the score sheet. Star boy?
We're not calling our players star boy. We're just letting them play.
Okay.
Just letting them kick their ball.
Okay, no problem. All right, cool. A bit away from Man United. So this week, obviously Leicester did their thing, and Chelsea been doing their thing. I think they're on a 7-winning streak.
7 games.
Okay, cool. So top 4 race is really like involved in a lot of players. But how many Leicester players get into United squad?
Off the cuff, Chilwell, not the goalkeeper. Ooh, Ricardo probably gets in just ahead of one.
All the midfielders.
Tillman, Madison, Ndidi. Yeah, fucking on. Yeah.
So looking back on it, was the result you got against Leicester perfect?
It was a crap performance. I never said anything. It was a crap performance. Leicester just should have beaten us.
Talking point for this week, yeah, heavily around VAR. What do you think is the problem with VAR in terms of we're never satisfied? When we don't have VAR, people complain. When we do have VAR, people complain. So what is wrong with it?
I think it's just, it feels like not like non-footballing people are making decisions. Like, I know a referee is heading the VAR system, but it feels like the decisions that are being made aren't being made by people, like football people, if you get what I mean. Like, I feel like it's such an easy fix if the referee goes back and looks at it. Like, the European system, they have the monitor at the sideline. Referee goes. People talking about, oh, slow down the play, stop. It won't slow down the play. It's been implemented before. Referee goes and looks at it. He can make that decision, and it goes in line. It will go more in line with the flow. How the referee, because not every referee is the same. The referee is different, and if the referee is allowed to go back and look at the decision, he can make a much clearer decision. It'll be in line with how the game's going as well. Like, the whole like, it feels like when anonymous system's the one that's making the decision. Referee hears it, all right, give the penalty, and we're not that the VAR system isn't proactive enough. It's not overturning enough. They started this week with the Daniel James one, even though that one didn't really look like a penalty. But they're not going back and saying, oh, that was actually a foul in the box. I'm going to go back and overturn. They've started this week, but it needs to continue like that.
Okay, no problem. All right, as a United fan, hold back your hate, yeah? What should happen to Xhaka for how he came off the bench, how he came off the pitch?
As a person, I understand why he reacted that way. Like, you feel like you've been the butt of all the jokes. Even though you had, like, there's good reason why, but you've been the butt of all the jokes. Fans hate you. Like, you're always receiving all the criticism on social media. As a man, as a person, I understand why he did it. As Arsenal captain, as an Arsenal football player, as a person that's supposed to be like the leader in the dressing room, kind of the mature head, the cool head, you can't do that. You can't disrespect the fans, the shirt that you're wearing. It's not. What I expect to happen, nothing really. Maybe we'll get talking to by Emery, fine, possibly, but he'll be back in the starting lineup next week. Like, it's Emery's boy. They got a little. It's all intertwined over there. So he'll be back in the starting lineup next week.
Put yourself in Arsenal shoes just for 1 second. You take Rodgers over Emery?
Take Rodgers over a lot of managers. Very good coach.
Rodgers over Oli?
100%.
Lamps?
Yeah.
Sure.
Lamps still got a lot to prove. His first season in the Premier League isn't even over yet. Come on, man. I'll take Rodgers over Lamps.
No problem.
Yeah, we've got CJ in the building. Start off with the Liverpool match. Got off to a rocky start, 1-0, first minute. Did you always feel like he was coming back, or?
Yeah, I actually did. I think Liverpool are at a point where we've shown all the characteristics of a team that you expect in that kind of situation to come back. Like, we've become really resilient, and we just seem to, especially at home, it feels like a bit of an inevitability that we're going to win the game. And the way Tottenham set up, I knew it wasn't sustainable. Like, I knew eventually Eriksen wouldn't be able to keep tracking Robertson, and Ali on the other side wouldn't be able to keep tracking Trent. So it just felt like it was building. And when we went into the second half, I just had the feeling, attacking the cop end, I just had the feeling that that'll make a difference, and it did. And then
another big talking point of the weekend, Xhaka being substituted by Emery and his subsequent reaction to the booing from the crowd. How did you take his reaction as captain?
You know, it's funny. I watched initially like a 10-second video of it, and for what I saw, I understood his reaction. But then I went and later on and I saw it in TL. I seen like a 40-second video of it. I don't understand what was wrong with him. Like, how it looked to me is that he looked angry about the substitution, and the crowd reacted to that. Do you get what I mean? Like, it wasn't a thing where he got subbed off and they were booing immediately. It looked like he threw the armband at Aubameyang and trotted off, and the fans weren't happy about that, especially because it was 2-2 at the time. So I think he created the issue for himself. But bigger picture, I blame Emery, because I feel like Emery's put Xhaka in a position where he's going to be viable to a beast now. He's been made captain, and everyone in the world, in the planet, knows Xhaka shouldn't be Arsenal captain. But he's been made Arsenal captain, so it's a thing where anything he does is under scrutiny by the Arsenal fans, and the Arsenal fans hate him already. So any chance they get, they're going to go at him. Do you know what I mean? So I feel, in a sense, I feel bad for him because it's your home fans hearing you, but his reaction was a bit unjustified. Emery is to blame for this, and I just feel like it's not going to get better, because if it was a player that you think this player can react and do better next game, you'll be like, okay, you can put the fans at ease. But Xhaka's not that player. He's not good enough. So you know he's going to go out there and put out another 5 out of 10 performance. And the fans won't get happy. So I don't really see a positive outcome. And it just shows a bit of a lack of respect for the club.
There's another big weekend for VAR.
Tell me about it.
You saw 2 decisions in the United game with the penalties. How did you feel about those?
The first one was definitely not a penalty. I think when you look at the challenge, he didn't touch anyone. He slid. He didn't make contact with the ball. I think it was Lewis, was it? I think.
No, it was
Was it Aaron's?
No, the big Godfrey.
Oh, Godfrey. You see that he slid. He didn't touch the ball, but he didn't exactly play the man either. So I don't think that was a penalty. But I think VAR made a big habit this weekend of overdoing it and trying to intervene in everything. The second one was a penalty, though. It was a handball. He went up with his arm raised in a natural position, so that was a penalty. I give them that. But over the weekend as a whole, there were so many decisions I feel like they maybe didn't need to intervene in, which they did and got wrong. There's some that they got right. Like, I'd say there was a balance between right and wrong, but it makes the question about VAR substantial, because it shouldn't be a balance of what's right and wrong. It should be 100% right, or 95%, or 90% at least. It shouldn't be a weekend where we're talking about Arsenal having a goal disallowed when it should have clearly stood. And in the same game, Palace getting a penalty through VAR, which was the right decision. It should be a thing where Palace got the penalty, goal. Arsenal should have won the game 3-2. But because of VAR's inconsistency at the moment, we're having issues where teams are dropping points.
Staying with Arsenal, where do you see it going for them? Some more drop points after losing at Sheffield United. How long does Emery have?
Emery has the whole season, unfortunately, for Arsenal fans. In terms of where it goes for Arsenal, it's just so hard to tell with these teams at the moment. Do you know what I mean? Because 1 minute United are looking down and out, the next minute they're 3 points behind Arsenal. I feel like the only team that's showing consistency is Chelsea, and I think we can't ignore Leicester anymore. Like, they are a team that have an identity and play good football, and a team like Arsenal actually can learn from Leicester, because you look at Arsenal, you don't see what they're going for, you don't see their game plan, or if there's an identity of the coach. So it's hard to say with Arsenal. I think they'll still be in and around it, but purely because of the likes of Aubameyang. When you have a player who's going to score you 20 goals a season, 30 goals a season, you know you'll still be in and around it, but they've got to step up.
Hey guys!
Thanks for watching The Final Third.
For more football analysis or sports content,
Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Final Third.
or follow us on Twitter @thefinalthird_.